In the raging AI war, one company stands as the ultimate arms dealer, Nvidia. At its helm, Jensen Huang, a leather-clad visionary who's transformed a fledgling startup into a $3.3 trillion AI powerhouse. From humble beginnings in a Denny's booth to a tech industry titan, Huang's journey is nothing short of extraordinary. Fast forward to July 2024, Huang's 3.5% stake in Nvidia is worth a mind-boggling $100 billion plus. At 61, he's such a rock star that fans are literally throwing themselves at him. Case in point, a lady asked him to autograph her chest after a computer conference in Taiwan in June 2024. Move over, Silicon Valley, there's a new heartthrob in town. Now, you're probably thinking, another Elon Musk? Well, hold your Teslas. While both are immigrants with world-changing tech companies, Huang's story makes most rags-to-riches tales look like child's play. Imagine a 9-year-old kid, barely speaking English, shipped off to the US by his parents. Fast forward through the summers of waiting tables at Denny's and 8 long years grinding for a master's degree, and boom, you've got the recipe for a tech titan. Born Jensen, later anglicized to Jensen, in 1963 in Taiwan, Huang's origin story has a twist of irony. Today, Taiwan leads the world in advanced semiconductor manufacturing, with TSMC churning out Nvidia's cutting-edge chips. At 5, young Jensen and his family packed their bags for Thailand. But after Huang's father got a taste of the American dream during a worker training program with the air conditioner manufacturer Carrier, he vowed to send his kids stateside. Why? He'd seen the land of opportunity and wanted his sons to grab a slice of that education pie. Now here's where it gets interesting. Not knowing a lick of English, Jensen's mom became her son's personal Rosetta Stone. With no money for fancy tutors, she turned to the trusty dictionary, picking out 10 words daily for Jensen and his brother to learn. It was like a low-budget, high-stakes version of Word of the Day. By the time they touched down in the US, the Huang boys could make themselves understood. The year is 1972. While America's grooving to disco and obsessing over Watergate, 9-year-old Jensen Huang lands in the land of opportunity, ready to live with his uncle while his parents stay behind, saving up for their own American adventure. Our hero, barely tall enough to ride a roller coaster, gets sent to what his uncle thinks is a prestigious boarding school. Plot twist, it was actually a reform school for troubled teens. Enter the Oneida Baptist Institute in Kentucky, where prestigious meant every kid smoked and carried a pocket knife. On his first night, Huang's 17-year-old roommate gave him a tour of his knife fight scars. Talk about a warm welcome.
Welcome to Fight Club.
But our boy Jensen, he took it in stride, trading reading lessons for weightlifting tips. Who needs a gym membership when you've got reform school? Although he lived at the academy, Jensen was too young for its classes. So, he hit up the nearby public school looking like an undersized, long-haired, heavily accented bullseye for troublemakers. But by year's end, Huang was leading those same kids on woodland adventures. That's our Jensen, turning tormentors into followers since day one. After a couple years in this real-life teenage drama, Huang's parents finally made it to the US, settling in Oregon. From there, Jensen's life became a highlight reel of overachievement. He crushed high school, became a nationally ranked table tennis player, joined every nerdy club in sight, skipped 2 grades, and graduated at Sweet 16. Slow down, Wonder Kid. Next stop, Oregon State University. Huang chose it partly for the low in-state tuition, always thinking ahead, but fate had another ace up its sleeve. He found himself paired with one of the only female electrical engineering students, Lori Mills. Huang called this the second big break of my life. Sparks fly, circuits connect, and 30 years of marriage later, they're still going strong. After graduation, Huang and Mills landed in Silicon Valley as microchip designers. They tied the knot, and soon, Mills stepped back to raise their children. Meanwhile, Huang was climbing the corporate ladder, running his own division at LSI Logic while pursuing graduate studies at Stanford by night. It's Thanksgiving Day, 1993. While most Americans are in a turkey coma, Huang, Chris Malachowski, and Curtis Preem are huddled in a Denny's booth in South Bay, sketching their chip company plan on a napkin. That humble booth later got its own plaque, the Nvidia booth, the booth that launched a trillion-dollar company. The trio initially dubbed their brainchild Envision until they discovered their first choice had already been taken by a toilet paper manufacturer. Huang then suggested Nvidia, riffing on the Latin word invidia, meaning envy. Malachowski and Preem were dreaming up a fancy new graphics chip, hoping to make their rivals, in Preem's own words, green with envy. With $40,000 and a Fremont condo for an office, Nvidia was off to the races. But their journey wasn't all smooth sailing. By the time their Rivo 128 graphics processing unit hit the market in August 1997 and saved the company, they were down to their last month of payroll, and that nail-biting experience birthed their unofficial motto, "Our company is 30 days from going out of business." Now, let's get technical for a moment. In standard computer architecture, computers rely on a central processing unit, CPU, to do the heavy lifting. But Nvidia took a different route with the graphics processing unit, or GPU. Unlike the jack-of-all-trades CPU, the GPU specializes in breaking down complex tasks into bite-sized calculations and then crunching them all at once. Think of it this way. If a CPU is a delivery truck dropping off one package at a time, a GPU is more like a fleet of motorcycles spreading across a city. Nvidia is having a blast right now selling top-notch hardware that powers cool stuff like ChatGPT. Why? Because their GPUs are like the super-duper shovels in the AI gold rush. Huang saw this coming a mile away, publicly announcing Nvidia's pivot to AI chips in 2014. In 2016, Nvidia delivered its first dedicated AI supercomputer, the DGX-1, to OpenAI. In a moment straight out of a tech fanboy's dream, Huang personally delivered the machine, which Elon Musk, then OpenAI's chairman, eagerly unboxed with a box cutter. Talk about hands-on customer service. The AI snowball kept rolling. In 2017, Google introduced the Transformer, a new architecture for neural network training. The following year, OpenAI used this framework to build the first generative pre-trained transformer, or GPT. The GPT models were trained on Nvidia supercomputers, soaking up a humongous heap of text and figuring out how to make human-like connections. In late 2022, ChatGPT was unleashed upon the world. We haven't really had a well-known face of AI yet. ChatGPT and Bard are basically anonymous brains. Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, is everywhere but kind of blends into the background. Jensen Huang and his leather jacket are ready to fill that gap perfectly. He has been rocking the same black leather jacket for at least 20 years, always paired with a black t-shirt and jeans. It's like his signature move. This jacket's got some serious Hollywood cred, echoing Marlon Brando in The Wild One and James Dean's timeless coolness. It's been worn by the Beats, the Beatles, Elvis, and even David Bowie during his Berlin phase. Basically, it's the last thing you'd expect a tech geek to wear, which is exactly why Jensen's choice is so brilliant. It's a total head-turner. If you're itching to copy the look, you're in luck. Plenty of online stores are offering Jensen Huang leather jackets for anywhere between $105 and $149.99, alongside the Fast and the Furious 10 Vin Diesel jacket, Snoop Dogg leather jacket, and Indiana Jones leather jacket. While often compared to Elon Musk, Huang's style is more Steve Jobs-esque. He's got the signature outfit and a distinctive company campus, a 1.2 million square foot headquarters in Santa Clara modeled after Star Trek Voyager's spacecraft. Beam me up, Huang. Unlike some tech billionaires, Huang keeps a low political profile. You won't find him or his wife in federal donor databases or spouting off on social media. Instead, they channel their influence through their $1 billion family foundation, which has given $50 million to Oregon State University and $30 million to Stanford. In a touching full circle moment, Huang donated $2 million to his old Kentucky boarding school for a new girls' dorm, returning to open it and reunite with old classmates. The once Denny's busboy now lives in a $44 million, 11,400 square foot home on San Francisco's Billionaires Row, rubbing elbows with Oracle's Larry Ellison and Salesforce's Mark Benioff. He's also got a $33 million beachfront property in Maui because, well, why not? Until recently, Huang drove himself around in his collection of Teslas, but he's since upgraded to a private driver for security reasons. You can never be too careful when you're worth $100 billion. As Nvidia continues to arm the AI war, Huang stands ready at the helm. The company that was once 30 days from bankruptcy is now shaping the future of computing. And if trouble comes knocking, well, Jensen Huang is ready because, like he said in 2010, "I waited tables. I'm prepared for adversity." If you enjoyed this story on Jensen Huang, don't forget to smash that like button faster than GPUs process data. And hey, why not subscribe? It's free, and unlike AI, we promise not to take over the world. Just your recommended feed. Hit that notification bell too, so you never miss our next Tech Titan tale. Who knows, our next video might just inspire you to sketch your billion-dollar idea on a napkin. Until then, keep it cool, keep it smart, and maybe invest in a leather jacket. You never know when you might need to look like a tech revolutionary.